Hello there, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my next episode of my eyeshadow roulette. This is kind of my version of a Shop My Stash where I will randomly choose 5 shadows from my collection to focus on for the next 2 weeks or so, just to try and get some equal use out of my shadows and also to make myself use some that I probably wouldn't have if I wasn't doing this project. But if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Shanrell. Let's get right into the shadows that I had chose last time. So the first one that I've been using is from my Milani Soft and Sultry. I feel like I'm always trying to blind you with this palette, I'm sorry. It's very shiny. Soft and Sultry palette, but it's this shade right here in the corner called Naughty Night, and that's just like a black shade. So for me, I would use that as a liner shade. I used this shade 6 times. I don't really have much of an opinion of a shade whenever I use it as a liner shade. It usually works fine. So that was that shade. Next, I had one of my singles from, this is actually my only single, from Viseart. This is the shade that I can't pronounce correctly. It's in French, but it looks like Champs LECs, if it'll focus on it there. But it is just a bright champagne-y gold, and this is one that I will use very easily. Unlike the inner portion of my lid, I use this type of shade almost constantly, I feel like. It's like an everyday shade for me. And I used this shade 7 times. Next, I was working on one of my shades from my ABH Mario palette. This shade right there, called Muse. I only used it 3 times, but it's a beautiful, kind of like a rose goldy shade, and I just haven't been wearing very much in terms of color on my eyelids. Mostly, if I wear anything, I'm just kind of wearing like a light, sparkly shade for the most part. So I only wore that one 3 times the past 2 weeks, but it is very beautiful. I loved it. Also, I was working on a shade from my Going Coconuts palette. This, there we go. This very sparkly, shiny shade up here in the middle called Palm Reader. Obviously, it's like a very white, sparkly shade, so I used it just in my inner corner as a highlight shade, and I used that one 8 times. I also was working on one of my singles from Colourpop. This is the very metallic and sparkly but beautiful shade called Ladybird. I'm honestly surprised that there isn't much more of an indentation in there because I was really trying to really get some good use out of it and trying to figure out how to use it without getting as much fallout on my cheeks. Do you know what? I haven't really figured it out. Sometimes I used it and I got very little fallout, and other times I used it, I felt like in the exact same way, and it ended up all over my cheeks. So I truly don't have an answer. But I did use it several times. I used this one 6 times. At the end of this video, I'll have a video compilation of a close-up of the shades to show the difference from when I started to now, to see if they changed much. I always find that satisfying, so I'll make sure and put that at the end of the video. But for now, we will start the super fun part where I will use my Pretty Random app to choose 5 new shades. All right, I'm using the shades, I'm using the numbers 2 through 119. So first, 117, 23, 51, 50, and 53. All right, I'll go pull those and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back with those shades. If you hear any construction sounds, it's just my husband working outside. I am interested to see these shades. I have pulled some interesting ones, I think, or maybe at least one interesting one. Maybe one. Okay. Let's just get started. So first of all, number 117 was one of my Makeup Geek single shadows. So this is the one called Prism. I was really late to the game with Makeup Geek shadows. I just recently got these when they were putting a sale on, let's see if you can kind of see it, when they were putting a sale on their round pans. And at the same time, I picked up this little tiny thing, so I'll just hold it in here instead of having to haul around my bigger one with my single shadows. But Prism, I'm trying to remember how it looks. I'll swatch it here for you. It looks maybe holographic a little bit, but it's obviously a very light shade. Oh yeah, it's got kind of like a, oh, it's kind of hard to see for you guys in this shift. For me, it almost looks holographic. But that'll be fun to try and use. Maybe it's got like some shifting of yellow in it and maybe some pink. I'm a terrible person to describe things, but I can see that it's not really showing up very well for you guys. But it's shiny. At least you can see that part. It's shiny. But that's Makeup Geek Prism. Once again, I got a shadow from my ABH Mario palette. We're really dwindling on the shadows that are left in this palette to use in this whole project. The one that I need to use this time is the shade called Paris. So it's this shade right here. That'll be, ooh. Every single time, I feel like you guys must get tired of me. Every single time I put my finger in one of these Mario shades, I'm just like always, ooh, because they're so soft and so buttery. There it is on my finger, and I'm thinking I'm gonna love that shade. Oh yeah, I mean, it's very powdery, as all AV8 shadows are, but that is a beautiful, I mean, it's not like metallic, but it's shiny. Me and my terms, I'm sorry, but it's a shiny, but it's brown, but it's not too warm. Next, two of the shades that were drawn from my Wet n Wild little walking on eggshells quad. So first, number 51 is the transition shade up here. Obviously, this will be really easy to use as just a general transition shade, obviously. You can just see it is a super light beige. Perfect for my tastes. Did you guys hear the gobbling turkey outside? Oh, I can see him. Oh, he just lifted all his feathers up. Yeah, they're having a grand old time out there. The wild turkeys. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's the beige there from that Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells. The next shade that I drew, this is the interesting color. I mean, just looking at this, you're probably like, why are you saying color was interesting? But my Butter London shade, palette finally got pulled in this project, and I pulled the shade Femme Fatale, which is this blue one. Whoo, that matte blue there in the corner. I can't bite my fingers off. That turkey is still gobbling out there. So funny. He's just walking around in our driveway gobbling. There must be some ladies nearby as well. All right, so that'll make things extra fun. Like I think I've said before, I do typically not wear blue eyeshadow. If I do, I'm wearing it as a liner or on like the very outer corner or something. Like it's not something I use very often, but I'm looking forward to playing with that one because I don't think I have actually. I don't think I've ever worn that shade, so I'm looking forward to trying it out. Then we're back to my little Wet n Wild quad for number 53 for the eyelid shade, which is the light pink shade here. That turkey is really going. Oh, I really hope it's coming across on camera. Okay, so there is that. It's just a shiny pink. All right, so here's my color story that I'll be working with. I'm very pleased, obviously, with all of it, even though I don't wear blue very much. Now is the time to play with makeup. Now is the time to play with colors because we're still spending a lot of time at home. And even without this, like that is like my perfect everyday look. So I'm looking forward to using those shades. I'm happy to have finally chosen my Butter London palette. I've been waiting for when this would show up so I can give this one some love as well. But okay, here is where I will put in the compilation of the shades I chose last time and the differences and how they look from before to after. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you like this video, like the style of video, please give it a thumbs up. It does help me out quite a bit. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!